Hello and welcome. You're watching Good Morning India. I'm Gargi Rawat. Stay with us for all the news you need to start your day with. Let's take a look at the headlines we're tracking this morning. A Moscow-Goa chartered flight is diverted last night to Jamnagar after a bomb threat. All passengers are safe. Last stage of inspection by the NSG is underway this morning. The Joshimath administration will begin demolishing dangerous buildings in the disaster zone from today. Nearly 4,000 people have been shifted to safe locations. DMK allies demand recall of the governor. Actor Kamal Haasan says if the governor doesn't change his behavior, we will be forced to demand his recall. The government's new scheme for army gets underway. The first batch of Agniveers begin training. Nearly 40,000 young recruits across the country. And Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, two of the highest run scorers of T20 cricket, may not be picked in the format going forward, with the BCCI planning to induct young players under the leadership of Hardik Pandya, according to sources. Our top story, a chartered flight from Moscow to Goa with 244 people on board was diverted last night to Gujarat's Jamnagar, a move which was triggered after the Goa air traffic controller received a bomb threat, officials said. A bomb squad as well as a fire brigade teams were at the spot. Over 236 passengers were on board the flight and 8 crew members. The aircraft is under the isolation bay and an investigation is underway. A bomb squad of the Goa police is present at the Dabolim airport where this flight was expected. The flight which took off from Moscow was supposed to land at the Dabolim airport. We're joined on the phone line by the SP of Jamnagar. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us this morning. And if you could tell us what is the latest, when is the flight expected to take off?
जी मैम, फ्लाइट है वो रात 9:50 के ऊपर है, वो लैंड हुई थी जामनगर के अंदर और एनएसजी की टीम है वो अहमदाबाद और दिल्ली से हमारे पास पहुंच गई थी और लोकल पुलिस, बीटीटीएस टीम और जिला प्रशासन के द्वारा मिलके और जांच की जा रही है और अभी वो जांच चल रही है फ्लाइट की और सभी लगेज की।
तो अभी भी जांच चल रही है, तो अभी क्लियरेंस नहीं मिली है फ्लाइट को टेक ऑफ करने के लिए, क्योंकि दाबोलिम एयरपोर्ट था इसका फाइनल डेस्टिनेशन।
जी है, अभी जांच चल रही है। अभी सभी के लगेज है, लगेज की एक्सरे मशीन से और डॉग स्पॉट से सभी लगेज की है वो जांच चल रही है और अभी जांच के अंदर लगभग 1 से 2 घंटे का टाइम और लगेगा।
1 या 2 घंटे का टाइम और सब पैसेंजर सेफ हैं?
जी, पैसेंजर को रात ही 11 बजे के आसपास ही सभी पैसेंजर को उतार दिया गया था। सभी की चेकिंग स्विचिंग कंप्लीट हो गई थी और उनके बाद में सभी जो पैसेंजर है उनको सिविल एयरपोर्ट का एरिया है उसके अंदर वो रखा गया था और उनके खाने की और सब व्यवस्था है वो।
तो सर अब क्या लग रहा है कि शायद ये एक होक्स कॉल था, दो एट द टाइम काफी एंजाइटी हुई होगी बिकॉज ये जो फोन कॉल रिसीव हुआ था दाबोलिम एयरपोर्ट में।
इसके बारे में हम आपको गंभीर मामला है तो पूरी जांच करके ही बता सकते हैं कि क्या हुआ था।
और जिस समय वो फोन कॉल आया था, आप बता सकते हैं कितनी जल्दी ये पूरा डिसीजन हुआ कि फ्लाइट डाइवर्ट करेंगे, जामनगर में लैंड होगी फ्लाइट और जिस तरह वहाँ पे चेकिंग होगी?
हमारा जो पुलिस कंट्रोल रूम है उसमें लैंडिंग की हमारे पास है वो सूचना आई थी, तो पूरा कहाँ से क्या कॉल हुआ, क्या चीज हुआ, वो सब जांच का विषय
जी। और इस समय अभी आप कह रहे हैं चेकिंग अभी चल ही रही है, एनएसजी टीम है वहां पर?
जी।
All right. Well, thank you so much for speaking to us. That was the SP of Jamnagar who was telling us about how the checks are still taking place. It's a very serious matter. As he told us last night, this flight was diverted to Jamnagar. It was a chartered flight that took off from Moscow to Goa with 244 people on board. There was a bomb threat that was received by the Goa air traffic controller, after which the flight was immediately diverted to Jamnagar. As the SP was telling us, all 236 passengers as well as crew members were deboarded safely. You can see those visuals of them from last night. An NSG team arrived at the spot. There was also bomb squad, fire brigade teams at the spot, and checking was undertaken last night. Today as well, this aircraft has been isolated, kept in a separate area, and even right now the checking is underway also at the Dabolim airport where this aircraft was meant to arrive. The Goa police have increased security there and in and around the Dabolim airport as a precaution. Now, the Russian embassy put out a statement last night after this emergency landing took place, and the statement read, the embassy was alerted by the Indian authorities about the alleged bomb scare on the Azur Air flight en route from Moscow to Goa. The aircraft has made an emergency landing at the Jamnagar Indian Air Force base. Everyone on board is safe. The authorities are conducting a thorough inspection of the aircraft. Right. So there you can see that statement by the Russian embassy that was released. This is the Azur Air statement as well, saying that they received information about this alleged bomb threat, and the flight was diverted, that a thorough inspection of the aircraft by the Airport Security Service is engaged, and based on the results of the screening, a decision will be made on the further operation of the flight to the airport of destination. This flight was headed, as we said, for the Dabolim airport in Goa. Though at this point, the last minute checks are still being conducted on board this aircraft. As you can imagine, all care being taken, given that it was that this phone call was received last night. Well, let's go across to Neeta now. Right. The embassy, as we said, also put out a statement that it was alerted by the Indian authorities about the alleged bomb scare on the Azur Air flight en route from Moscow to Goa. The aircraft made an emergency landing at Jamnagar Indian Air Force base, and everyone on board is safe. The authorities are conducting a thorough inspection. So this chartered flight from Moscow to Goa was diverted to Jamnagar last night after a phone call was received by the Dabolim air traffic control receiving this bomb threat. Let's go across to Neeta now for more on this entire story. Neeta, so what is the latest? We just spoke to the SP there who said that checks are still being conducted on this aircraft. He said it's too early to say at this point whether it was a hoax call, that it's a very serious matter.
Absolutely, Gargi. You know, it's a time-consuming process because the luggage of each and every passenger needs to be checked thoroughly, not once but twice. That is the process which is still going on. As per the administration, our sources are telling us by 10 a.m. Today morning, the entire process would be over. Right now, you know, even NSG is conducting the last-minute drills as far as these bomb disposal things are concerned. They are also scanning the plane. The flight landed at Jamnagar airport at 9:49 p.m. last night. It was scheduled to land in Goa at 1:09 today morning, but it was diverted because Goa ATC got a threat email saying that there was a bomb on the flight. That is why the flight was diverted to Jamnagar airport. Jamnagar, why? Because it has the paraphernalia to deal with such kind of emergencies, because it's a big airport. So all the administration, all the wings of the administrations were put on high alert. The fire services, the ambulance services, the district administration, the NSG from Ahmedabad reached there, and then they started their process. There's a laid down drill. There's a SOP laid down by Bureau of Civil Aviation Security also, and also DGCAS. So that protocol is being followed. Those SOPs are being followed, and after green signal is given by all the agencies, then the flight would be given a go ahead. We are being told by 10 a.m. in the morning, today morning, all the formalities would be over, and most probably the flight would be on its way to Goa. Gargi?
Right, Anita, and given that this call was received at the Dabolim the Goa Air Traffic Control is who received the call about this bomb on the flight, and also it's very interesting given that this is a chartered flight coming from Russia.
Absolutely, Gargi. This is the time when most of the Russians go for holiday, for long stay of holidays, in Goa. We have seen most of the hotels being booked, the homestays being booked by Russians for almost 2 to 3 months, because this is the time in Russia when it's really very cold, and for them the weather is really pleasant there in Goa. That is why many tourists land in Goa at this time of the year. They come in January and they stay on till May, March, April. This was also a tourist chartered flight in which almost 244 passengers were there. 8 were crew members. All of them were, disembarked safely by 10 p.m. last night, because the flight landed at 9:49 p.m. They were disembarked, and the process, the schedule, the laid down drill is being followed by the Jamnagar administration, because there's a drill when these type of calls are received by any whether it's ATC, whether it's an email, or whether it's a local police. Even if it's a hoax call, you need to follow the laid down drill, and that is what the Jamnagar administration is presently doing. These are morning hours. You need some basic facilities also. Jamnagar is a big airport, so those basic facilities are being provided to all these passengers. Even breakfast is being provided by the Jamnagar administration. It's a big airport, so washrooms and all other kinds of basic facilities are already available at the airport. Gargi?
All right, Anita, thanks so much for joining us with those details. So the last checks are taking place on that aircraft, and it could take off after 10 a.m. for its destination, that was Goa. Now, the latest on Uttarakhand's sinking town Joshimath, where the administration is expected to start demolishing dangerous buildings from today. 4,000 people have been evacuated. A Home Ministry's team will visit Joshimath for inspection. The administration has divided the city into 3 zones: danger, buffer and remaining zones. Any demolition will be done according to the recommendation of the Central Building Research Institute, Roorkee. Dangerous for living buildings have been marked with a red X symbol. My colleague Tanushri got us the latest.
The sacred town of our country, Joshimath, situated at 6,000 feet in Chamoli district of Uttarakhand, is on the verge of sinking. Right behind me, the visual speaks for itself. A temple which has completely collapsed day after it developed massive cracks and fissures, just like all other houses, hotels and roadways across the town. Situated at 6,000 feet in the Chamoli district of Uttarakhand, Joshimath, the gateway to the holy pilgrimage sites of Badrinath and Hemkund Sahib, is clearly sinking. 600 structures at the very least have been damaged or partially destroyed. 32-year-old Lakshmi lost all her belongings after her house collapsed in front of her eyes.
घर हम अपने आँख सामने टूटते हुए देख रहे हैं और हम खुद जानते हैं कि हम इस हालत में अभी क्या हैं। आप देखिए, पूरा घर हर तरीके से बिखर रहा है और हम हर जगह ऐसी देख रहे हैं, हर कोई आ रहा है, देख रहा है और चले जा रहे हैं। भले उन्होंने किया है हमारी व्यवस्था, पानी हमें ऐसी हालतों में देखा है तो स्कूल में शिफ्ट तो किया है, पर लेकिन हमारी मांग यही रहेगी कि जल्द से जल्द हमें अपनी छत दें और हम वहां सुरक्षित रह सकें।
But it did not happen overnight. A slew of wrong decisions and government negligence has caused the disaster. NDTV went to Joshimath in 2004 when explosions to carry out road construction and build power projects damaged the integrity of land here. A land which falls in a Zone 5 seismic zone, which means it's an active earthquake-prone zone.
We have seen it happening. We have shot those visuals and we have got the photographs of the boards written that they do blasting from this to this officially. अगर इतना बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट आप ला रहे हो तो क्या आप सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की बात कर रहे हो? तो जो आप हमें बता रहे हैं कि हाइड्रो पावर प्रोजेक्ट जरूरी है, सड़कें जरूरी हैं, बिल्कुल जरूरी हैं, लेकिन सस्टेनेबिलिटी भी बहुत जरूरी है। बिकॉज आज जोशीमठ में क्या हो रहा है? अगर आप विकास के मॉडल की, क्या आज जोशीमठ के लोगों को फायदा हुआ आपके इस विकास के मॉडल से?
Decades ago, before the first power plant was constructed in Joshimath in 1980s, 2 Swiss geologists Arnold Hem and Augusto Ganzier carried out a survey and published a book in 1930s named Central Himalaya. They said in their book that Joshimath is situated on the debris of a landslide and is dangerous for any kind of construction work. But their warnings were blatantly ignored. Construction of a second power plant, NTPC's Tapovan Vishnugarh hydropower project, started in 2006. NTPC has denied its latest construction activity to tunnels have anything to do with the land subsidence in Joshimath. Construction activity is not limited to Joshimath and the damage caused is evident across the region. In Rishikesh, 250 kilometers away, a tunnel being constructed by the railways also has massive cracks. Its structural integrity in doubt. Joshimath is a zone 5 seismic zone, which means it's highly prone to earthquakes and it's a very sensitive area owing to its proximity with our border. Plus, it also connects two very important religious places, the Hemkund Sahib and the Badrinath. Now, the question is, after knowing all this, why did the government decide to bring in the NTPC plant and huge equipments and machineries in this fragile and sensitive region, which according to the residents of the area are the main reason for the damage on the ground? Was the government waiting for a tragedy to happen? And as we show you shocking and horrific visuals from ground zero of an entire town gradually sinking, we leave you with a question and a thought. Is development more important than people's lives? With camera person Rakesh Singh in Joshimath in Uttarakhand, I'm Tanushri Pandey reporting for NDTV.
News now from Tamil Nadu, where allies of the ruling DMK have called for a recall of Governor Ravi. This after the high drama that took place in the assembly on Monday over the governor skipping parts of the address prepared by the government. He skipped references to secularism, Ambedkar and Dravidian leaders. A furious Chief Minister M.K. Stalin moved a resolution asking the Speaker to take on record only the speech that had been prepared by the state government. The governor then stormed out in a huff. There's also a trend regarding the governor on social media, on Twitter. There are posters in Chennai thanking users for supporting the trend. The Raj Bhavan, however, is yet to respond on this entire row, though the governor does have some sort of appointment later today, some program later today. Let's go across to Sam Daniel for more. And Sam, there was, quite an eventful first day of the assembly session. First, you had protests during the governor's speech, and then you had the chief minister, taking on the governor over the changes that he made to the speech and asking for only the official speech to be taken on record, and the governor walking out. Tell us more about the reactions. Kamal Hassan has also spoken on this controversy.
Well, Gargi, I'm not able to hear your question clearly, but that's right. Last night, actor turned politician Kamal Hassan, who's the chief of Makkal Needhi Mayam, in a statement said the governor, by deviating from the prepared and approved text given by the Tamil Nadu government, has humiliated both the Tamil Nadu Assembly and the Tamil Nadu people. And he has said the governor should amend his ways, and if he does not do that, his party, he says, would be forced to make a demand for a recall of the governor. More DMK allies are also joining this bandwagon, demanding the recall of the governor, saying that he has breached the conventions or traditions of the Tamil Nadu Assembly and set a very bad precedent. And Congress MLA Selva Perandagai, who's the leader of the Congress legislature, has even said that he would move a private motion demanding the recall of the governor. And so do other parties like Makkal Needhi Mayam, MDMK, VCK, and CPI and CPM. And interestingly, Gargi, the ruling DMK has left the task of this firefighting to its allies, both during the protests or sloganeering against the governor and after the chief minister moved the resolution against the governor to put only the official speech on record in the assembly. The DMK members were intact, while only their allies, their MLAs of the alliance parties, they took to the well of the house initially, raising slogans against the governor, and later speaking to the press demanding his recall. We expect the governor might give a sense of his reasons for the deviation during his interaction with civil services aspirants later today. And here is a report on the high drama and unprecedented developments that took place in the Tamil Nadu Assembly yesterday. Dramatic scenes inside the Tamil Nadu Assembly, with Tamil Nadu Governor R.N. Ravi walking out after his address, skipping even the national anthem. Moments after a face-off with the ruling DMK, after Chief Minister M.K. Stalin moved a resolution to not put on record the governor's speech, which was a tweaked version of the government's draft. In a rare departure, Governor R.N. Ravi skipped reference to secularism, social justice and women empowerment, all part of the government draft in his speech. Also, names of late leaders including Periyar and Ambedkar. Neither did he read the part calling the state a haven of peace, attracting foreign investments.
The Tamil Nadu government is the elected people government of Tamil Nadu. Majority people elected this government. They are giving the speech by book. He has to read it. He should read. So he is giving correction.
The Governor's Act came minutes after allies of the ruling DMK, including the Congress, shouted Tamil Nadu repeatedly, protesting Ravi's recent remarks, suggesting a change of name for the state from Tamil Nadu to Tamilagam.
And the truth is that we are all one. It's a part of Bharat and in fact Tamil Nadu. In fact, Tamil Nadu is the one place, let us say Tamilagam is more appropriate. This land keeps the soul of Bharat, the identity of Bharat, the idea of Bharat.
Rather, he is the spokesperson of RSS. They have started with Tamil Nadu. Very soon they will come with a statement that Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, all these Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh should be re-christianed. And not only that, Maharashtra, Rashtra, and again Rajasthan, Stan.
There's been no response yet from the Governor's house on today's events. Non-BJP ruled states accuse governors of running parallel administrations, undermining elected governments to appease their political masters. While today's face-off has triggered questions on behavior by both sides, the debate over the relevance of governors continues. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel for NDTV.
Welcome back. A chartered flight from Moscow to Goa with 244 people on board was diverted to Gujarat's Jamnagar last night, a move which was triggered after the Goa air traffic controller received a bomb threat. A bomb squad as well as fire brigade teams were rushed to the spot. Over 236 passengers were on board this flight and 8 crew members. The aircraft was in the isolation bay and investigations were conducted last night. This morning as well, investigations are underway before that final clearance is given. A bomb squad of Goa police is also present at the Dabolim airport. This flight, which took off from Moscow, was supposed to land at the Dabolim airport. The Goa police also increased security in and around the airport as a precaution, and the NSG is conducting last checks before the flight is allowed to leave. In fact, we earlier spoke to the SP of Jamnagar for the latest.
फ्लाइट है वो रात 9:50 के ऊपर है, वो लैंड हुई थी जामनगर के अंदर और एनएसजी की टीम है वो अहमदाबाद और दिल्ली से हमारे पास पहुंच गई थी और लोकल पुलिस, बीटीडीएस टीम और जिला प्रशासन के द्वारा मिलके और जांच की जा रही है और अभी वो जांच चल रही है फ्लाइट की और सभी लगेज की।
तो अभी भी जांच चल रही है, तो अभी क्लियरेंस नहीं मिली है फ्लाइट को टेक ऑफ करने के लिए, क्योंकि दाबोलेम एयरपोर्ट था इसका फाइनल डेस्टिनेशन।
जी है, अभी जांच चल रही है। अभी सभी के लगेज है, लगेज की एक्सरे मशीन से और डॉग स्पॉट से सभी लगेज की है वो जांच चल रही है और अभी जांच के अंदर लगभग 1 से 2 घंटे का टाइम और लगेगा।
1 या 2 घंटे का टाइम, और सब पैसेंजर्स सेफ हैं?
जी, मैं पैसेंजर को रात ही 11 बजे के आसपास ही सभी पैसेंजर को उतार दिया गया था। सभी की चेकिंग कंप्लीट हो गई थी और उनके बाद में सभी जो पैसेंजर है उनको सिविल एयरपोर्ट का एरिया है उसके अंदर वो रखा गया था और उनके खाने की और सब व्यवस्था है वो।
तो सर अब क्या लग रहा है कि शायद ये एक होक्स कॉल था, दो एट द टाइम काफी एंजाइटी हुई होगी बिकॉज ये जो फोन कॉल रिसीव हुआ था दाबोलम एयरपोर्ट में।
इसके बारे में हम आपको गंभीर मामला है तो पूरी जांच करके ही बता सकते हैं कि क्या हुआ था।
और जिस समय वो फोन कॉल आया था आप बता सकते हैं कितनी जल्दी ये पूरा डिसीजन हुआ कि फ्लाइट डाइवर्ट करेंगे, जामनगर में लैंड होगी फ्लाइट और जिस तरह वहाँ पे चेकिंग होगी?
हमारा जो पुलिस कंट्रोल रूम है उसमें लैंडिंग की हमारे पास है वो सूचना आई थी, तो पूरा कहाँ से क्या कॉल हुआ क्या चीज हुआ वो सब जांच कर रही
जी। और इस समय अभी आप कह रहे हैं चेकिंग अभी चल ही रही है, एनएसजी टीम है वहां पर
जी।
If at all. Now, the Russian embassy also put out a statement regarding the diversion of this chartered flight. The Russian embassy statement read, the embassy was alerted by the Indian authorities about the alleged bomb scare on the Azur air flight en route from Moscow to Goa. The aircraft has made an emergency landing at Jamnagar Indian Air Force base. Everyone on board is safe. The authorities are conducting a thorough inspection of the aircraft. So that thorough inspection is taking place. In fact, the latest information is that the NSG did not find anything suspicious according to sources on this flight. The flight is now expected to leave from Jamnagar to Goa at around between 10:30 and 11 this morning, and all the bags have been thoroughly checked by the NSG and teams there. The passengers have also been provided all help. The flight diverted last night to Jamnagar after this call was received regarding that the air traffic controller in Goa received this call regarding a bomb threat involving this particular chartered flight which was coming from Moscow to Goa with 244 people on board. It was then diverted to Jamnagar where checks were conducted. It was kept in an isolation bay. And the latest news that we are getting you is that the NSG has not found anything suspicious. The flight is expected to now leave from Jamnagar to Goa probably between 10:30 and 11 a.m. and bags were all thoroughly checked, and also all the passengers on board, the 236 passengers and crew members are being provided all facilities at the airport. This is a large airport also where these checks could be conducted and facilities provided to the passengers. So last night is when this aircraft was diverted, but now the clearance it seems has been given. The aircraft has been thoroughly checked and it could take off for Goa between 10:30 and 11. In other news, Kashmiri pundits yesterday protested in Jammu against the government over the issue of rehabilitation. This came days after the Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha said employees who do not work would not get paid. Earlier, the Kashmiri pundits protested, alleging that they have been receiving threats from terrorists and can't go back to work.
Relocation, relocation. One demand, one solution. Relocation, relocation.
Day 245 and counting for this protest by Kashmiri Pandit government employees in Jammu who are posted in different departments in the Kashmir Valley but have shifted to Jammu after target killings by militants and want to be relocated here. Like others protesting, 45-year-old Rohit Raina was posted in Kupwara with the education department and he says that he has not been paid for 4 months after he came to Jammu.
मेरी भी सितंबर से बंद है, कुछ मेरे एम्प्लॉइज ऐसे हैं जिनकी मई से भी बंद है, जून से भी बंद है, सबको सैलरीज नहीं मिली है। ये बिल्कुल गलत स्टेटमेंट है कि सैलरी सबकी रिलीज करें।
जिस तरीके से वहाँ पे टारगेट किलिंग्स का सिलसिला स्टार्ट हुआ, हम लोग अब बहुत ज़्यादा डर चुके हैं। हम लोग अपनी चेयर्स पे बैठ के मरना नहीं चाहते, वहाँ वर्क प्लेसेस पे मरना नहीं चाहते।
These are like unending protests which have started in May last year and they don't know when they can go back to their offices honorably with this feeling that nobody can target them.
Since 2010, around 6,000 Kashmiri pundits have been given government jobs under a special employment package and asked to work from the Kashmir Valley. But after targeted attacks that started last May, most pundits have fled. While the BJP supports the demand for relocation, so far Jammu and Kashmir's Lieutenant Governor has refused to order any relocation. According to police, out of 26 targeted killings of civilians in Kashmir in 2022, only 4 are Kashmiri pundits.
उम्मीद पे दुनिया कायम है। आज जो बड़ी मीटिंग हो रही है माननीय अमित शाह जी की हमारे भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लीडर से, उस पे हमारी आशाएं टिकी हुई है। शाम को देखते हैं क्या उसका नतीजा आएगा।
All parties, including BJP, have supported relocation demand of Pandit employees. But it's an unending struggle for these employees for last 8 months. Pandits say that they are forced to choose between life and livelihood. With Nazir Masoodi in Jammu, in New Delhi, Rika Roy for NDTV.
News now from Tamil Nadu, and allies of the ruling DMK have called for the recall of Governor Ravi. This after high drama that took place in the Tamil Nadu Assembly yesterday over the governor skipping parts of his official address, which was prepared by the government. He skipped references to secularism, to Ambedkar, to Dravidian leaders. A furious Chief Minister M.K. Stalin then moved a resolution asking the Speaker to take on record only the speech prepared by the state government. The governor then stormed off in a huff. You just saw those visuals of the governor walking out of the assembly. There's also, it's trending on social media, asking for the governor to leave, and the Raj Bhavan is yet to respond on this entire row.
Ravi walking out after his address, skipping even the national anthem. Moments after a face-off with the ruling DMK, after Chief Minister M.K. Stalin moved a resolution to not put on record the governor's speech, which was a tweaked version of the government's draft. In a rare departure, Governor R.N. Ravi skipped reference to secularism, social justice and women empowerment, all part of the government draft in his speech. Also, names of late leaders including Periyar and Ambedkar. Neither did he read the part calling the state a haven of peace, attracting foreign investments.
The Tamil Nadu government is the elected people government of Tamil Nadu. Majority people elected this government. They are giving the speech by book. He has to read it. He should read. So he is giving correction.
The Governor's Act came minutes after allies of the ruling DMK, including the Congress, shouted Tamil Nadu repeatedly, protesting Ravi's recent remarks, suggesting a change of name for the state from Tamil Nadu to Tamilagam.
And the truth is that we are all one. It's a part of Bharat, and in fact Tamil Nadu. In fact, Tamil Nadu is the one place, let us say Tamilagam is more appropriate. This land keeps the soul of Bharat, the identity of Bharat, the idea of Bharat.
Rather, he is the spokesperson of RSS. They have started with Tamil Nadu. Very soon they will come with a statement that Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, all these Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh should be re-christianed. And not only that, Maharashtra, Rashtra, and again Rajasthan, Stan.
There's been no response yet from the governor's house on today's events.
Non-BJP ruled states accuse governors of running parallel administrations, undermining elected governments to appease their political masters. Well, today's face-off has triggered questions on behavior by both sides. The debate over the relevance of governors continues. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel for NDTV.
A book on Karnataka senior Congress leader Siddaramaiah was not released yesterday afternoon after court put a freeze on it following a petition by the party, alleging that the book is meant to humiliate the leader, who is also a former chief minister, ahead of coming assembly elections. The party has also filed a complaint with the police.
Massive protest by Congress workers to stop the release of a Congress book on former Karnataka Chief Minister and leader of the opposition Siddaramaiah, as cops detained protesters outside the town hall in Bengaluru. Inside, a stage decorated with posters of Siddaramaiah holding a sword in clothes reminiscent of Tipu Sultan, in readiness for a grand function. Planned by the BJP to release the book titled Siddu Nija Kanasugalu, or Siddu's Real Dreams, which had to be put off after a city court stayed the launch of the book.
BJP last 3 years, they could not find anything. They know that they have lost their game. Their days are numbered. If they had, Siddaramaiah had done anything wrong, or any Congress government had done it wrong, they have exhibited from the past 3 years. Who stopped them? Now elections are coming. The people are rejecting. Now they are trying to show that they want to find some fault.
Congress leaders allege the book contains derogatory writings on the alleged misrule of Siddaramaiah's government during his regime between 2013 and 2018, and highlights the communal sensitive issues that made headlines during his tenure.
We respect the law of the land, so that we postponed it. I don't know how they are going to face this, the organizer. So after this vacating the stay, if they call me again, I will go and attend. Otherwise, no.
Amid the controversy, Siddaramaiah today ended the speculation of his candidature.
ನಾನು ಮುಂದಿನ ಚುನಾವಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಲಾರದಿಂದ ಅಭ್ಯರ್ಥಿಯಾಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಈ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಿಂದ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆದರೆ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಅಪ್ರೂವಲ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್. ಮುಂದಿನ ಚುನಾವಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ
In 2018, Siddaramaiah had contested from 2 constituencies, Chamundeshwari, where he had lost to JDS candidate GT Devegowda by nearly 36,042 votes, and one in Badami, defeated B. Sri Ramalu by a margin of 1,696 votes. 3 months ahead of the polls, Congress arch-rivals Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivkumar are also set to launch a high-profile bus yatra in a united show of strength. That yatra will be kicked off on January 11th.
As indicated earlier, this could be the last elections of Siddaramaiah. In fact, the 75-year-old Congress leader has decided to contest from a safe seat, and that is Kolar. In fact, he has reasoned for the change of his seat that because he has no time for the people in Badami. In Bengaluru with Kumar Shrija for NDTV.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch the world's longest river cruise, MV Ganga Vilas, on January 13th from Varanasi. The cruise will cover a distance of 3,200 kilometers across 27 river systems in 5 states in India and Bangladesh. The MV Ganga Vilas cruise is curated to bring out the best of the country to be showcased to the world. The 51-day cruise is planned with visits to 50 tourist spots, including World Heritage sites, national parks, river ghats and major cities like Patna in Bihar, Sahibganj in Jharkhand, Kolkata in West Bengal, Dhaka in Bangladesh and Guwahati in Assam.
देश को जोड़ने के लिए कनेक्टिविटी, कम्युनिकेशन, कल्चर, देयर आर मेनी सेक्टर, बहुत सा कला है जिसके जरिए देश की जनता को एकत्रित कर सकते हैं। आज देश को मजबूत बनाने के लिए मोदी जी के कार्यकाल में ही हमने इनलैंड वेसल एक्ट 2021 हम उसको लागू कर रहा है। इस एक्ट के मुताबिक इतना दिन तक हर रिवर सिस्टम में आपको परमिशन लेना पड़ता था। आप एक ही परमिट में, अगर आपने ब्रह्मपुत्र में लिया तो आपके देश के अंदर 111 नेशनल वाटरवेज है, किसी में आपको परमिशन का कोई जरूरत नहीं। इसके जरिए देश को मजबूत बनाने के लिए, इंटीग्रेट करने के लिए, व्यापार हो, संस्कृति हो, शिक्षा हो, अनुसंधान हो, कृषि हो, हर सेक्टर में देश को कैसे आगे हम ले जा सकते हैं, इसी सपने को साकार करने में इतना महत्वपूर्ण कदम उठाया गया है।
Welcome back. After all the controversy and protest, training for the first batch of nearly 40,000 Agniveers has begun across the country in specially designed courses and infrastructure adapted to make them battle ready in the shortest duration of less than 8 months. Uma Sudhir reports.
Morning session of training for the first batch of Agniveers at Hyderabad's Artillery Centre. Nearly 40,000 Agniveers of the Indian Army have begun training across the country in specially curated courses that will last for less than 8 months and is designed to prepare them to be fighting fit in the Indian Army.
एक ही तो मेरा ड्रीम था कि मैं सर्वेंट बनूंगा, तो सिर्फ अपने देश का सर्वेंट बनूंगा और सिर्फ आर्मी में ही सर्व करूंगा, उसके वगैरह किसी के अंडर में काम नहीं करूंगा।
हाँ मैम, हमारे पास तो बहुत सारे बंदे गांव में 50 बंदे प्रैक्टिस करते थे, उसमें से हम 2 ही बंदे सिलेक्ट हो गए। हमें प्राउड है कि हमें 4 साल के लिए तो भी देश की सेवा करने का मौका मिला है।
All Agniveers go through 10 weeks of basic training and then advanced specialization. The training methodology and infrastructure adapted to meet the dual requirement of future-ready soldiers and short duration of engagement of Agniveers.
10 weeks will be their basic military training in which they are being trained on the physical training, that strengthening of their body. Then the weapon training, the handling of the weapons with them. So they will be trained on their basic rifle, that is the assault rifle in SAS, they'll be trained on. And in addition drill as well as the basic foundation course. So that's what they will be going initially for 10 weeks. And after 10 weeks they will be diversified into the artillery training per se. So they will be trained on Indian field gun system and the light field gun system. And they'll be training in their respective streams, whichever they get selected in.
We have worked out on the training curriculum wherein we are fully conscious of the fact that today's youth is more techno-savvy. And that capability needs to be factored in our training curriculum. And that is precisely what we have done. If you really see the training infrastructure, the way we have gone for simulators, the way we have gone for automation, and that is what we have built upon in our training curriculum. And I'm very sure that is going to make the training interesting for them, and that will also make the training very, very efficient.
There is heavy focus on simulation for training on weapons and equipment.
One of the simulator which is used for training of Agniveers in their weapon training. They come to this simulator, get trained before they graduate onto actual live firing with live bullets. These have 10 lanes which have got 3 types of firing position, that is kneeling, lying as well as standing. It has 10 types of weapons, 10 lanes with weapons.
The next batch of Agniveers come in March, after which new batches are to be added every May and November.
The center certainly very, very well equipped and well planned to be able to give them that kind of a training that makes them ready for the Indian Army. In Hyderabad, with camera person Teja, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.